Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Alright, in this video, I'll give you my thoughts about the article that is in arabianbusiness.com. I'll put the link down below in the description, where it says, Dubai is turning into a landlord's market as rental surges 110% in 2023. Okay, this article was forwarded by one of the members in my groups, and he wanted my opinion, so I thought, okay, fine. Anyway, I'll give you my opinion. I would like to know your opinion as well, especially from people who live there. Because remember, what they say in the media is always one thing. The reality can be far better or far worse. Okay. Before I do go forward, name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I lived in Dubai for 40 years. Parents 55, friends 2 or 3 generations. So, seen Dubai from sand to literally what it is today. And I specialize in helping people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, the Middle East, that is Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman. People also book my services for coaching, consulting when they have personal, professional issues or problems. Okay. So now, personally for me, when, I hear news like the rental rents have gone up, it is nothing new. Dubai is... I've always told people, and you can see in all my videos, Dubai is a business hub. Okay. The reason why people come to Dubai is to make money. And if you come to Dubai for any other reason other than to make money or to live the best life money can offer, it's pointless. Because you don't come to Dubai for family life. You don't come to Dubai for, living a holy, religious, Islamic or spiritual life. No, you come to Dubai to make money and to enjoy life, or to enjoy the best money can offer. Okay. So when it has the foundation or the basis of money, it is all about profit. It's all about how I can maximize on, this money. Okay. So when a landlord gives out the rooms for rent or apartments for rent, he's not looking for, let me have a long-term relationship with you, or you're like my friend or my family. He just looks at you as another unit by which, his house, his apartment is anyway a unit. And he needs to make maximum money out of this. So if he can increase the rent for whatever reason, whatever hype, whatever, anything, he will do it. The best example I can give you is, when Dubai won or UAE won the Expo 2020, okay, this is around 5-6 years ago. When they bid for Expo 2020 and they got it, immediately, for those of you who have lived in Dubai during that time, you'd know this, almost immediately, the following day, not even 1 month later, the following day, most of the rents jumped by double. This is not a joke. This is not exaggeration. This is a fact. Okay, on an average, most of them did it by 15%, 20%, 25%. But there were many housing units which the rent increased double. And when they were asked by the people who took those houses on rent, Yaki, why? Why are you increasing? He said, Expo 2020, Baba. More business, economy will boom. You're going to make big money. We also have to make big money. It's going to become expensive. It didn't make any sense. Their argument didn't make any sense. Expo 2020 was still a couple of years away. Just they won the bid. And they increased the rent. And everybody, every Tom, Dick and Harry actually took an ad in the papers, Gulf News, Khaleej Times. Many people took full page ads where they congratulated the leadership of UAE and the vision, and Nobody knew what the hell was Expo 2020 at that time. But they were doing the big page ads and congratulating, and oh, economy is going to boom and people are going to make millions, and the economy is going to improve by billions and we're going to see trillions. And in the end, what happened? In the end, what happened? Okay, forget that COVID was unexpected and they had to delay it by 1 year. What happened? There was this Indian guy that time who was working for Expo 2020 as a chief marketing officer or whatever. And he predicted 25 million people are going to come to UAE. 25 million. UAE's population is, I think, around, 9 million or something? 9 or 10 million? Whatever. What is UAE's population? Wait, let me give you the right one. UAE's population since... Okay, 9.36 million in 2021. Okay. And out of that population, 80% to 90%, almost 90% is expatriates. Okay. Now, how in the world are you going to manage 25 million people? So they're given big numbers out of their ass. They have this habit of, especially the PR companies that run UAE's image. And also the rulers sometimes, I have to really, they give such exaggerated this thing like $1 trillion economy, and politicians also do that. And, we saw the nonsense where they believed in building infrastructure in the middle of the ocean, the Palm Island 1, 2, 3 or the world. Okay. So what happened finally? Nothing. Nothing. It just was an exhibition. You'll go to different, and each country was promoting its in its stall or stands or whatever. They made big claims about sustainability and this and that and everything else, and came and it went. People went there just out of curiosity. Many people felt it was too expensive. Everything was expensive there. Yeah, obviously it's an exhibition, right? Finished, got over. And today they're saying, oh, it was a grand success. Yeah, oh, we hit 25 million visitors. My dear, a person comes in, okay, you put a stamp and he goes out. And after 1, 2 hours, he comes back in and you stamp. And that is 2. Then he goes back out and in 20 times. Oh, that's 20 people. Come on, man. Who are you fooling? A country that can only house 9 million people, from where will it manage 25 million? It's stupidity. You just have to use your common sense. Okay, so we were talking about this rental increase. This is the normal behavior of landlords in the Middle East, especially Dubai. They will always want to increase. The only time where they did decrease was during the Gulf War, which I remember so very well, where houses were empty. They come, we will talk, we will work something out. During COVID, I'm not too sure. Okay. However, when they were losing revenue, they were slightly flexible. They didn't reduce heavily. But now, ever since the Russia-Ukraine war started, and a lot of these Russians and Ukrainians wanted to convert unaccounted money, and especially in India, there's a lot of black money. Where do you invest it? You either start a business or you start scooping up properties. One of my members in my WhatsApp group, he purchased a house for 1 million. He sold it for 5 million in less than, I think, a year or 2 years. It was his luck. He pocketed like 3 or 4 million. I mean, good for him. And that also, he had taken it on loan and all that, and just see. So, the minute there's a demand, the minute there is a slight spike, these landlords are going to go berserk. And it's nothing new for them to increase rents, whether it is 10%, 20%, 50%, or just double. And, it's a very simple thing. They'll just tell you, you want, take it. You don't want, bye-bye. I'll get another 100 people waiting in line. And that's a fact. If you don't take it, there'll always be somebody else. So the question is, what do you do? And see the ridiculousness of the situation. In Abu Dhabi, having sharing accommodation is illegal in many parts. In Dubai, they just literally had this stupid, futile exercise where the government agencies were checking, are you sharing? Even Sharjah did this for villas and all that. And people who could not afford, they just asked them to vacate. They cut the water, electricity, and what do you do, man? So just see how, it doesn't make sense. If you're earning, let's say 1,000, and you literally have to spend 80% or almost 100% on rent, where do you stay? So what people do? They end up taking a house which is like place to stay, maybe 1 hour drive in some remote location where they know nobody will come and check. Or they have to keep changing whenever there's a check, they have to again change the accommodation. It becomes terrible here. Instead of giving options, they make it life difficult. Just because your candy ass earns a big bloody salary doesn't mean every other person earns, man. See, these Emiratis, they get big salaries. I'm not bitter about it. Some people say, oh, it's hurting you. No, good. I'm glad that the country supports their citizen. In India, they don't do that much. Kudos to the government. But given that you earn a big salary, you don't know the pain of someone who's poor, someone who's unfortunate. And most of the expats, majority of them live hand to mouth. And you'll say, go back to your country. Yeah, because things are worse in the country, that's why they come here. But once they come here and they try to settle down and you suddenly increase the rent, what do you do, man? And I'll tell you, shifting is a nightmare. And for people like me who have books like these, it is impossible. Impossible. Shifting itself is like spending like 2-3 months rent just to move. And then to set it up, to remove is one headache. To set it up it takes, for me, when I have to set up my books and everything, it takes minimum 2 weeks to a month. And then imagine if you have taken an apartment, you have to uproot everything from the house. Then you have to manage to get solutions for, if you have multiple cars, fine. Otherwise, how would you get to office? How would the wife or the spouse go to work? What about the child? How do you adjust? And it becomes inconvenient for everyone. And nobody wants to live a life where you spend majority of the time in traffic. So, see, the point being is, in UAE is a business hub, like I've said. The only thing that they'll focus on is making money, and the landlord is looking for money. And when they make money, you have to pay, these charges to the government entities. They also make money. It's based on a percentage. So if you read this article, you'll see they say volumes have increased by 94%. Then there's been villa rents which have increased by 58%. New buyers, because there was a spike in more than 53%, they said, oh, there's a big demand, let's increase the price. And then the senseless argument that they're giving is, oh, Dubai is cheaper than London or Paris or New York. Yeah, it's not like all other expats can, oh, okay, Dubai is expensive, let's go to New York, man. They don't have an option. So why are you talking Dubai is more cheaper than New York? What is the second option? Go and have a house in New York and come to work? And then, when you keep having, what doesn't make sense is they keep coming out with more and more apartments and they keep increasing the rent. So instead of, balancing the market, they end up bankrupting the market. And that is why I've told you this time in and again, many, many families, the husband stays back and he says, I'll live as a bachelor. You manage to let the, kids study in back home because it's cheaper. Rents, you can stay with the parents, or we can save money, or even there, it'll be comparatively cheaper. And that's how they manage. Otherwise, it becomes impossibly hard, man. How else do you survive? And for an expatriate whose main goal is to make money and to send money back home or save and plan for their retirement, if you're forced to spend everything that you earn or the majority on unnecessary on the same space that you're staying, now you're paying double. Doesn't make any sense, right? And you're not there in the house the majority of the time. You just come there to sleep. So what's the use? Anyway, you let me know your thoughts, because I can tell you one thing. This phenomenon of rental increase will never stop, never ends. And I'm even surprised that Arabian Business spoke about this. You'll not get to hear in other newspapers. And even if you hear, they'll put it in a very diplomatic fashion, as if it's helping the economy boom and everyone's benefiting. Because remember, media is controlled by the government. They'll always come with positive news, nothing negative. Anyway, cost of living is increasing, inflation is increasing, your purchasing power is decreasing. So the only way is earn more money. And that's how you become part of the rat race. Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.